So, welcome to Steam in the Park. So this is camp number 6 for us. We're so excited to be here. Ranger Lisa, who some of you've already met, has done an amazing job filling up our schedule. She has planned so many amazing activities.
Planned for you.
Yes. So the roots of a redwood tree act like hands. And instead of going deep, they go wide. And they reach out to other redwoods, and then once they start touching, they intertwine together because they need each other to stay up. And Steve and I were talking about, that's us. Like as educators for STEAM in the Park and expeditions and education, redwoods can't survive by themselves. Now I'm not saying if you go back next week, you know, you're gonna miss me. You will. We're gonna miss each other. But we hope that you find out what this is about, that it's not a professional development, it's not a workshop, it shouldn't be anything you've ever experienced before, but it's that moment to find togetherness and find that buddy that you need to get you through another year. And our mission is to connect, collaborate, and create. But on a deeper level, we want you to refresh and renew and reflect also.
Oh gosh, I'm so glad you're here. We've been waiting for this for several months and talking to Daisha back and forth and then following her through all these parks she's already been to. And so this is really exciting that you're finally here with me. Anyway, so welcome. You are going to be coming to Big Cypress National Preserve. We're not quite there yet. It's about 10 miles down the road. But just getting you to these parks is so important. And being able to use the materials and the experiences you have is super important with your students. So the big green one there is Big Cypress. 729,000 acres. It's the size of the state of Rhode Island. To make those connections, to hope that people love it as much as we do. I hope you'll love it as much as I do by the end of the week. And it might seem a little scary and a little strange. And a little hot and buggy. But I think you're really going to enjoy it. So, there we go.
Game time. So we're going to ask Justine to put a handful of Scrabble tiles on your table.
Risky behavior.
It's so loud. Nothing to do with anything.
Lacey, woo! Okay, ours is GNARLEE, gnarly. Growing new adventures rarely leaves empty endings.
In other words, translation is questions in a swamp reveal new, honest relationships.
I'm Rebecca. Ours is fight guts, like FEIT, that kind of fight. And it is feeling excited in the depths of the swamp.
Say hi, I'm Solveig.
Hi, Solveig. Hi, Solveig.
I am occasionally a seasonal park ranger.
Hi, I am from Pennsylvania. I live right near State College, Pennsylvania, huge Nittany Lions fan. All my money is going to...
Hi, I'm Justine.
Hi, Justine.
Hi. I'll start with my family. This is my daughter, Emma. She...
To happen. So, drink like a bug. The dew bank bottle collects drinking water from the morning mist. At night, this steel bottle is put outside to cool. In the morning, when the sun comes up, warm air hits the cold bottle.
So we want to introduce mimicry into the classroom, so this is how we're going to do it. Just talk for a minute. What are some inventions that are in your world that you can't live without? Just discuss it in your tables.
These two, being able to get around. That's what you do.
So you have one of those really long cords.
And so, that's my one. No, you're right.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of You know, I'm a huge John Muir and Mary Oliver fan, and you'll see a lot of those this week, but everybody needs beauty as well as bread, places to play in. So, for those of you that are competitive, this is your moment, all right? Boom, clap. Clap, snatch. She got it. That one actually had that move. Boom clap, boom clap, snatch.
Oh, I don't think I didn't follow through with that.
This part of the show is supposed to make you feel special and welcome. So this is your official welcome to Big Cypress. Well, all kidding aside, all joking aside, I really do want to commend you all for your dedication to your craft. To take a holiday week like this and come out here and do this is admirable. So thinking about what you're going to do, how you're going to apply what you learned back in your classroom is already evident that you're here on July 4th week. So I'm excited about the effort our people are putting to take you out and knowing that in turn it'll be carried forward. So you have the iconic Lisa Andrews taking you out today, and probably the best intern we have ever had.
That's right.
At Big Cypress. She's not matter, that's my daughter.
So we'll be out there for 2 or 3 hours, somewhere around in there, standing in the swamp and walking through the swamp. You should take your water. However, you're going to be working with very expensive equipment, and if you drop it and break it and drown it, your parents will have to pay for that.
So I am going to be graduating from college in August.
Where do you go?
I go to Shepherd University, which is a tiny school in West Virginia nobody's heard of, but I love it.
When we travel down this road about, gosh, a half mile, we're going to be turning and going up a road called Burdon Road, one of the gravel roads we talked about, and we're going to go about 7 miles, 6 miles up that road.
Cypress swamp right back there. You look out there, you see those open prairies. Did you all notice the different habitats as we were driving up here? Some of it looked very green with a lot of yellow flowers out there. That was a recent burn in March. We're the same boat. Here we go. Okay, remember, we want to be as quiet as possible. Ladies, we want to be as quiet as possible because we may see some wildlife. But if they think the stinky 6th graders are back hollering, oh my gosh, we'll never see anything. Let's go. The trees, what about those trees? This is called a strangler fig, and it's not growing up from the ground. It's growing right there because a bird probably landed there and pooped. I'm going to have a couple of very responsible people because you are going to be holding some very expensive scientific equipment. We are going to be tracking a Florida panther. So there is a panther hanging around up near your education trail. And I said, that's perfect because we're going up there today. So I'm going to take the telemetry equipment and we're going to track a Florida panther, all right? So I think what we better do is move to another location. I know that there's a wider opening right up here. So point in the direction of the loudest beep again. You're going to do full circle again. Okay, I think what we're going to do is we're going to turn it down again. You can climb trees, but they don't stay up there very long because there's no branches up there to hang out on. I think it... Oh my goodness.
I was trying so hard not to laugh.
That's awesome. There's a clipboard with a workbook on it, as well as right up against the front pocket. The back of the front pocket is over on the left-hand side. There should be some little pencil holders. Fold it, you open it up to the first page, you can fold it and put it back on your, or leave it open if you'd like for this first part. And big flat part, that's called the base plate. A big red arrow, point that big red arrow straight out in front of you. And don't worry about filling up those blocks too much, just get a couple, 2 or 3 answers and move on. These from the cypress trees, we don't know which one this is coming up from, but their roots fan out and these projections come up, and there are a couple.
3.5.
I would have said milligrams, but does that make sense?
Because it's proof.
Because yes, those are just examples. You're the scientist, so eggshell. A lovely eggshell. We dissolved oxygen. A 2. What about you guys?
Not like 2.5.
Okay. How about you guys over there? For dissolved 3? Okay. Now, we may hit a root. Might be kind of hard, but I'm hoping. Would you put your finger there and take that back and report to the group how many inches you got? Here, if you guys want to take a look. He's got that little bubble of air back there on his rear end. Okay, everybody okay in the end of the line back there? Okay, we're fixing to head out into the prairie where it's really hot. The little rosy colored, very small bloom. You can reach down and feel it. They're a little softer when they first come up, but they feel like my kitten's ears. And if you take a little piece, I will let you for educational purposes, and smell it. It's marsh fleabane. And they say, put these in their bedding to keep the fleas out, but then everybody...
She knows Big Cypress. And there's only 2 areas in Florida.
As an artist, I can only say that when I start painting an image, I am no longer in my body. And I think of all the young people who are going through teenage years, it's hard. And I think to myself, if they were able to, if they loved writing, if they loved music, if they loved to paint, if they loved to draw, any of those things, you can take them out into the environment and they can sit there for an hour and do what they do. And they will be in their art form and they will not be in their body, but they'll be in nature, which is very soothing.
So welcome to day 3. Woo! You have spoons that are 1 less than people at your table. You have a deck of cards.
Oh crap! I'm already gonna lose because no.
Why do you already take a phone?
Thanks for letting me know.
Then everybody gets one. Wait, why is there like 2 spoons there?
Don't play it. That's what we did last time.
Meet this elusive person.
Wild Rodney.
The Wild Rodney loves to be in the wild.
So who are you?
I teach Rodney crafts, and I teach
A friendly fungus among us. This rice is doing the seemingly impossible. It's growing in hot, dry, salty soil. How does it survive? If you zoom in close with a microscope, you'll see a fungus living inside the rice plant. This fungus keeps the rice growing strong, but it wasn't always there.
So we're heading back out to the swamp. I'm pretty impressed you're all here and still smiling. I thought you'd be really dragging this morning. How many of you are worn out?
I was tired. I'm gonna second.
Today's walk will be out in the open for a ways on an off-road vehicle trail, one of those trails that the buggies are allowed and UTVs are allowed to go on. Then we'll get down a ways and we will go into the real thing, into the Cypress Strand to a dome. Chrissy, our person from our friends group, is meeting us out there. So this is Chrissy, everyone.
Hi, Chrissy. Hi, morning. To add on to Lisa's introduction, I am the development director for the Alliance for Florida's National Parks. We are the philanthropic partner for not only Big Cypress, but Everglades, Big Cypress, Everglades, Biscayne Bay, and Dry Tortugas. So I'm lucky. I live in Naples, so I get to hang out with Lisa and her team quite a bit.
And they like that deep peat soil that we've been seeing. These little guys out in there, some of them may be newer ones, young ones, but a lot of them may be really, really old. Still, your feet are dry again. And we came up into the pineland, and look how different it is. So we've got the Florida slash pines with all this wonderful peely bark. Look at Mike's cheek in his face. All right. So, what do you think about this spot?
I think it's amazing.
So, where does
I want you to take a few minutes in the space that you have found to just look around. Maybe even look behind you too. And once you've looked all around you, find a spot that calls or is calling to you. And take a full inhale here. And sigh it out. With eyes closed or a soft gaze on that focal point, bring your awareness to the sounds you hear around you.
really good example out here, so I was kind of saving it for this spot. It is this stuff. And it's not gator snot, although it is fun to slime people with. And this is called paraphyton. It's this real spongy mat of algae and diatoms and all kinds of other things that forms on top of the soil out here in the prairies. The that I have, well, often where we mostly see them is on the buttress right above the water. And they're waiting for those little mosquito fish or some other kind of little critter in the water. And they will.
To the tripper upper. Steve, if I fall, do not film this. This cannot be a blooper.
That's a water beetle. Huge.
Okay, so she's gonna be up, aren't we?
I drew a stick figure of me in the middle because I don't draw. And then I just, just listening, the first thing I heard was birds. And I heard at least two different birds, and one sounded like the red-winged blackbird, so I drew a red-winged blackbird.
The middle, and then I heard the big crow sitting in the tree, squawking, music, and lots of chatter, so I put some teeth there, talking.
That's great.
And it's beautiful. Birds flying by.
Position a little bit, and so I have me, I kind of started further out and worked my way in, so I started with a rumble, growl, roll, rumble, because the thunder was really far off, and then I imagined what the water would be.
And that's totally fine.
And so like I was sitting down by the water, so I
could hear the water moving, and I could hear some things hitting on the.
So who are you? And this is our first one.
Here's this photo as a warning for anybody who didn't know Rodney. When I got home.
This is Priya right here, little Ruby, and then my daughter and my son at Christmas time. And people would come.
Teach 3rd grade in Georgia. This is my 4th camp from Steam in the Park, first Steam in the Park. And I'm
Never done anything like that before. That was in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, this just beginning of June.
You should have a piece of paper with a big circle on it, and a toothpick, and a rolling pin.
Oh, the toothpick didn't show up at this game.
Oh.
Maybe I didn't get myself up.
And you want to move ahead. The directions are on that piece of paper. So you can follow that along there. But basically, we are smoothing out or flattening out rather the clay. A bit off however much you want.
So do I?
No.
So welcome to day 4. Normally on day 4, all right, we have some new people to celebrate today.
Okay, so a lot of you I've already talked to you. You guys know nature is my thing, obviously, right? Everybody's kind of figured that out by now.
Anyway, I'm Terry, and for the past 3 or 4 years, I taught 2nd grade.
So these are the 2 happiest days of my life. My name is Terry Giannotti. I teach U.S. history in New Jersey.
And watch out in front of us too, because that might run across the road when they hear something like a panther. Oh, look how the soft palmetto is coming up now. Wave hi!
Wait, I don't think I got you yet. There you are.
So guys, this is Blake, and he's gonna we're just gonna hang out right in here, and he's gonna talk about fire and why you should play with it.
Okay, yeah, so my name is Blake Shaw. I'm the prescribed fire operations specialist here at Big Cypress. So my job is primarily any of the prescribed fire operations, all the way from the planning to the prep work that goes into all the burn units prior to the actual prescribed fire.
Covers. Maybe they live or they feed right on the leaf. Maybe they live on the root
Yeah, I
itself
think maybe this is a
in
chicken.
the water, and maybe they're in the open water right outside the mangrove. So this is for y'all to kind of come up and decide. This is what our fourth graders are doing. They're having a conversation with one another. They're yeah.
Has one dorsal.
No. Has only one.
Has spiny dorsal.
Has
Spiny
Oh, goodness.
Spiny
Say something, and I'll try to talk loud. So it actually comes out and dangles in front of his mouth, and he attracts the fish, and then he can eat him. Basically sucks the it. There's another frogfish in that over here to give birth and grow up. So all of the fish that you see in here are local. This is a perfect example of a red mangrove. Snail trail, because it's real wide, very rolling mark. If you do go down, we talked about some
8 years ago, maybe, I had a seasonal who worked for me for a couple seasons. It was just brilliant. I had this wonderful idea of applying for the preserve to become an international dark sky park.
I've been at this a little while. Basically, when I graduated 8th grade, I got my first telescope, which was an 8-inch scope at that time. That's a big scope. Okay, this is back in 1978. And so I got involved with stuff. Just going into high school, found out the college nearby had an observatory.
You're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. 'Cause I'll be there for you. And you. I'll be there for you.
Oh, you too.
I'll be there for you. There for me too. Love you. Caroline's bum bum bum. Good times never seem so good. So good, so good, so good.
Just like the fireflies, we light up the night. With friendship's glow, our spirits take flight.
So let our adventures continue to unfold in this national park, a story yet untold.
Through the trials and joys that come our way, we'll navigate life, come what may.
So let our spirits soar like fireflies' flight.
Together we'll conquer every height. Firefly friends forever will remain. In this national park, our memories sustain.
Make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep. 'Cause everything is good as it seems. Trying to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep, because my dreams are bursting at the seams.
So we hope you take this little light home with you and leave it on your dresser or on your desk at school or somewhere. And when you're feeling kind of that you turn it on and look at it.
And if our young people do not have a connection with the earth, it's going to get worse. And I feel like it's up to people who are educators to bring nature into the classroom in some form or the other. But anyway, so everybody, thank you for caring enough to come out to the environment and see how you can use it within your teaching. We appreciate it.
Thank you
so
much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
or I declare a thumb war. And then you like,
You got longer thumbs than me.
thank you so much.
You're so funny. Two, three, four. I declare thumb war. I feel like our fingers are so long that it's hard to get to our
Crunch it all the way down.
So it is so loamy. Did you smell it? You should smell the stick. Things you don't expect Kristen to say in the wild.
Did you smell my?
I'm not gonna get a photo of that.
Sorry, that was funny.